Like lots of kids, Superman is faster than a charging bullet and cannot be stopped. But just as Superman can get hurt and weakened by kryptonite, so can children with a dairy allergy. A substance not harmless to most can be life-threatening for those with the allergy. When I was 5.5 months old, I was diagnosed with a severe milk allergy. That was the first time my mom had switched me to a milk-based formula. I was uncontrollably puking and hives were found all over my body from my head to my toe. In my case, the immune system thinks certain proteins in foods are those of harmful bacteria, which makes it nearly impossible for us to eat milk-related foods. Individuals need to understand what a milk allergy truly is in order to help someone who might be struggling with the condition. First, I will talk about how a milk allergy is a true reaction to food, not just an intolerance to lactose. Next, I will explain how with this specific allergy, it is possible to grow out of as well as develop it with age. And lastly, how an allergic reaction to milk can be scary, but there are several treatment options. The difference between lactose intolerance and a dairy allergy is how the body responds to them. From when I was little and diagnosed with this milk allergy, I would just assume that lactose intolerance and the dairy allergy was the same thing. But in fact, when writing this speech, I realized that they were two totally different things. Amy E. Bartow, MD, a gastroenterologist at the Leahy Clinic in Burlington, Massachusetts, explains that lactose intolerance and milk allergy are very different entities in how you react to them and where it happens. So the dairy allergy happens more in your face, whereas the lactose intolerance happens more in your stomach and intestines. Dairy products affect the body in the way that the immune system responds by overreacting to the harmful invaders. These harmful invaders cause the allergic reaction and histamines are released into the body. An allergic reaction to the dairy can be life-threatening depending on how severe the allergy is. The Mayo Clinic wrote in an article on their website, August 2014, that said sometimes milk allergies can cause anaphylaxis, a severe life-threatening reaction. Other symptoms and effects of the dairy allergy include wheezing, coughing, hives, trouble breathing, vomiting, watery eyes, which is different than being lactose intolerant. As Robert Cohen, who runs the anti-dairy website Not Milk, wrote in an article on lactose intolerance, July of 2001, that states 50 million Americans experience intestinal discomfort after consuming milk, cheese, or ice cream. But according to Dennis Saviano, a professor of nutrition policy at Purdue University, that is an exaggeration. When you give them lactose disguised in a beverage, they don't show signs of lactose intolerance, but they have come to believe that they can't eat dairy foods, when in fact they can. This could have been its self-diagnosis or uncomfort. It also could have been badly timed with what you ate that day. Lactose intolerance is typically less severe than a milk allergy. It involves the digestive system, which doesn't produce enough of the enzyme lactase needed to break down the sugar in the milk. The Mayo Clinic says typically 30 minutes to 2 hours after ingesting the milk or dairy product is when the reaction will come into play. Symptoms of that include stomach pain, gas and bloating, nausea, diarrhea, which are different from the symptoms of the allergy. How would you feel if you couldn't eat chocolate or ice cream? Unlike most kids, I got to try my first pizza on my 5th birthday. I could only eat a couple of bites of it until my body started to react to the dairy, but man, my taste buds are really loving that pizza. Now that we understand the difference between a milk allergy and lactose intolerance, let's look more closely at the diagnosis. People are often diagnosed at a young age with this milk allergy, and some grow out of the allergy while others do not. According to Dr. Robert Wood, the Chief of Pediatric Allergy and Immunology at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, there is significantly a different natural history of milk allergy than what had been reported in virtually all of the previous studies. They would have said that the vast majority of the allergy is grown up by age 3, if not 3 by age 5 or 6. It was found that a little over a quarter of the kids diagnosed with the allergies were found to outgrow them. The key to outgrowing this is slowly accustoming the body with more dairy products, which is what I did. Combining my everyday soy milk, which contains no dairy, but slowly adding a little bit of milk to it. I was also introduced to an abundance of cheese. I mean, we are the state known for our dairy. I continued to broaden my variety of foods as I aged. But even doing so, I certainly did not outgrow the dairy when I was 3, nor when I was 5 or 6, like Dr. Robert Wood stated above. What I started being able to do, though, as I got older, is be able to tell when my body couldn't take anymore. But there were a few times I couldn't. Every year for spring break, my family and I go to Florida. One night for dinner, we had Velveeta shells and cheese, and I decided it'd be a great idea to have 2 glasses of milk along with that. I still don't know why I thought having all that dairy products was a good idea, but I was only 12. About a half hour later, I had hives all over my body, and my lips were 3 sizes bigger than they are now. About a month later, I had an allergy test and found out that my current allergies still stood, and found out more that I didn't know I even had. Now I know all of you don't have allergies, but with the reactions conflicting with your body, it can be unbearable. Discomfort is caused by the reaction that happens when trying to digest the food, but it is possible to deal with the reaction on your own. Your body responds to the dairy like you respond when you get in a fight. You can get hurt in the process. Dangerous Invaders. Diane McConnell, a doctor, wrote an article on Allergies blog that says that your body views dairy as a dangerous invader and overreacts and causes your immune system to produce histamines to fight the irritants. These reactions do not feel so pleasant on your body. About a few years ago, this happened to me. I just got confirmed and my family and I went out for brunch after. I ordered a 3-egg ham and cheese omelet. About 2 hours after that, I was at dance, and I noticed I was having trouble breathing, and I started wheezing. My lips started swelling up and I got hives everywhere. So doing home remedies, taking medicine and drinking plenty of water aids in not always heading to the hospital. Some of the home remedies can include eye drops, which can help dry and itchy eyes. Swelling can be eased using a little bit of ice, and hives and itchiness can be eliminated by taking a shower using ivory soap. These remedies I used in my previous story, and they seem to really help. Over-the-counter medicines are available as well, such as antihistamines and decongestants. As I referred to Diane McConnell before, she also states that staying hydrated and drinking plenty of water can help recover from allergic reactions. Allergies are caused by a histamine reaction in the body. Histamines also have another function in the body, and that's to regulate your water supply. By drinking water and boosting the production of histamines, they can help your body fight off the allergen. If it is a major life-threatening reaction, it can cause your body to go into anaphylactic shock. This is typically first treated with an injection of epinephrine, which to the common ear we call an EpiPen. After my first reaction, I was prescribed an EpiPen, and to this day I still have one, but I've never used it. If I did, I'd be scared out of my mind to stab myself with it. An EpiPen is supposed to be pushed into your upper thigh, which releases a chemical that'll open your airways so you can breathe, and you should technically hold it in your leg for 10 seconds. Having this milk allergy has been really hard to be a normal kid just like everyone else. The immune system doesn't necessarily agree with the dairy products because they are harmful to your body. I know it sounds stupid, but a little bag of M&Ms is really hard for me to eat. As well as ice cream, I can only have about 2 scoops before I can feel myself reacting. Although I have somewhat grown out of this allergy, I have little flare-ups occasionally, depending on what I happen to eat, but I'm not the 25% of people with allergies who grew out of it, and I'll have to deal with it for the rest of my life. So as strong as Superman is, kryptonite can still overpower him, like the allergens can with our body. But us kids can take precautions and stay healthy, because with allergies, we all have our own superpower. What's yours?